Hello, welcome to this yoga class where we are going to work on building up a home practice. Our classes are wonderful. They're like the icing on the cake. If you can get to a class either online or in person, then it's a fabulous experience. But what really makes a difference is doing a little bit of yoga often, starting with just 5 minutes a day. And then maybe you'd like to build up to 10 minutes and then possibly 12 minutes. 12 minutes is considered to be the most beneficial for your well-being if you practice every single day. So let's start with a 5-minute practice and then get comfortable wherever you are. If you've not got a yoga mat, it doesn't matter, somewhere on the floor. We're going to stay on the floor. You can sit with your legs crossed, or if you prefer, you can take your legs out in front. Sometimes it's nice to put a little blanket underneath the backs of the knees. And then sometimes it feels nice to sit on the heels. We call this hero pose. It's a nice stretch for the quads and the ankles as well. So choose a position that's comfortable for you. And you could, if you wanted, to do all these moves sat on a chair. So let's just begin by finding our centre, not just sitting wise, but the centre of ourselves. And we can access that through our breathing. So we're going to sit up wherever we are. So lifting the sternum a little, softening the shoulders, relaxing the jaw, chin parallel to the floor. Hands can just rest however they feel comfortable. And then just let those natural curves just fall into line in the back. Close your eyes or leave them open. But if you leave them open, see if you can focus your awareness on just one single point of attention. And then just notice how you're breathing. So notice whether your breath is fast or slow, whether it's smooth or a little jagged, deep or shallow, or any permutation in between. And just be curious. There's no wrong way to do this. We just focus in and notice how we're breathing. Simple as that. That breath awareness. And then notice how your mind feels. Is your mind nice and focused on this practice, on this breath? Or has your mind already started to wander into what happened before we started to practice, or what tasks you've got to do after, or maybe something that happened last week, last year? And the secret of yoga is to focus on what's happening right now, on our breath. That's always a useful barometer of how we are, and also something to come back to that keeps us fully present. And we're going to be using that breath throughout this physical movement. So let's take a big breath in through the nose and a big sigh out through the mouth. Now let's do that with the arms. Big breath in, reach the arms over the head. And as you bring your palms together, breathe out through the mouth with a sigh. And keeping the hands at the heart centre, one more. And letting the fingers find the floor beside you. And maybe open your eyes and then slide over to your right hand. And then just ease so much further over that you feel supported enough to lift this left arm up and over. Nice soft bend in the elbows. Just let the neck be relaxed by gazing down towards the floor. And then maybe that's enough of a stretch, or maybe you'd like to move up and down to the rhythm of your breath. Maybe you just like to roll around and get into all those little spaces between the ribs. And then use your breath. Big inhale to press into the hand, lift you up, and exhale, soft landing over. We'll do this on the other side. So again, it might be just a nice gentle roll around. It might be just hanging here. It might be a flow up and down. This is your practice. What feels best for you right now? And then take your right hand and just let it fall behind your right hip. Left hand onto the right knee. Gaze down towards the mat. Relax the shoulders. Maybe you'll stay here. Or as we inhale, let the spine grow a little taller. And as we exhale, twist from the middle and slowly gaze over that right shoulder. Let that left shoulder relax. Or maybe we'll stay here, or maybe we'll just take the gaze forward. That's a nice little double twist there. If you're gazing over your right shoulder, on your next inhale, come back to centre. And then all on our next exhale, we'll swap over to the other side. Gazing down first, and that might be enough, or we'll lengthen and twist a little deeper, keeping the shoulders relaxed, the jaw relaxed. And then on an inhale, if we're not already looking forward, we're going to come back to face forward. And as we exhale, we're going to take the hands behind the back. We're going to lift the sternum, open the chest. And if the neck feels nice, we can relax the head and the neck back and a little rock side to side, or maybe we might roll the knees forward, just lift the hips up for an extra lift. And then maybe we'll all meet in our seated position. And then we'll just walk the hands forward. Not too far, just so you feel that sweet spot where you get a little stretch in the lower back, the hips. And then when you get that nice gentle opening, we let the chin tuck into the chest. And we maybe stay here. Or maybe we'll just walk the hands a little further forward. Maybe we'll feel that gentle inhale to lift us. The exhale to lower us a little more. I'm really feeling those breaths in the backs of the ribs and the sides of the ribs and the shoulders. And then we'll walk the hands all the way back. And then we'll just start to give ourselves a nice big squeeze. So as we inhale, we'll sweep the arms over the head, cross at the elbows, and take the hands onto the shoulders. Inhale, lift the elbows. Exhale, lower the elbows into the belly, round the upper back. 2 more like that. We inhale to lift, and we exhale to lower. 1 more. And then we'll open out those arms. And then we'll take the opposite arm underneath. Give ourselves a big hug. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. 2 more. To the rhythm of your breath. And then we'll inhale to open out the arms. Exhale, rest the hands back on the knees or the thighs where we began. Maybe close your eyes, notice how you feel. We've moved sideways for a lateral stretch, we've had a twist, we've moved backwards and forwards. We've found space in the hips, the back, the shoulders, the face. So if you can only spare 5 minutes, what a wonderful gift you've given yourself today. And you're ready? Open your eyes. And that's our first little yoga practice. So if you want to build a yoga practice, I'd suggest doing that for 6 or 7 days in 1 week. And then maybe stay with this. That might be enough if you've got a busy life, you do lots of other movements. Or maybe you'd like to have a little more practice. So I'll show you the next one now. So this next one is going to be about 10 minutes. And we're going to begin in child's pose. And what we're going to do is we are going to move all the way to standing. So this is a nice one to do in the morning. If you want to get yourself moving, you can do this, just get out of bed, get onto a mat or a rug or a carpet, and this will take you all the way up to standing. So we're going to begin in child's pose. So what I like is a wide knee child's pose where we take the knees as wide as the mat, the big toes together. And sometimes it's nice to put a cushion or a blanket underneath the belly, so it comes all the way up. You can rest the head, or you can rest the forehead onto the ground, and then just let the hands relax. Just give your fingers a little wiggle and let those fingertips fall. If it feels a little too much on the knees, you could just lift the knees up a little, lift the hips up a little, and bring the knees a little bit closer together, and maybe put something underneath the knees if that feels uncomfortable. If you're able to get all the way down to the hips, it's a nice stretch, but you'll still get the benefits by coming into this, what we call a variation of puppy pose. So we're going to stay here. We're going to notice our breathing. And as most of our lungs, the bigger proportion of our lungs is on the back of our body. Let's see if we can fill up as much of those lungs as possible. So as we inhale, feel the upper back and the sides of the ribs expand. And as you exhale, just feel the hips soften a little more to the heels. Notice where your mind is. Has it already begun to wander? Can we keep it on to the breath? We're going to wiggle the fingers, walk the fingers as far forward as you comfortably can without moving the hips. Spread the fingers out nice and wide. Feel that stretch in all the side body, under the armpits and the upper back. And then on your next inhale, press the fingertips into the mat and come all the way up to this tabletop pose. And then slide the hands so that the wrists are under the shoulders, the knees are underneath the hips. Fingers spread out nice and wide. And this is our table pose. So we're going to have a nice softening in the elbows. So we don't want the elbows hyperextending. We just want a nice soft micro bend. And then we're going to gaze down between the thumbs, so the head and the neck are relaxed. And then the first thing we're going to do is just slowly let the belly gently drop, not too far, just as far as you comfortably can. The sitting bones reach behind, the heart lifts, the shoulders melt down the back. The gaze is just a little bit forward. And this is our cow pose. And let's take a few breaths here. You might want to tuck the toes under, give the soles of the feet a nice stretch too. That's nice. If you've been doing anything with tight shoes, running, or any closed-toed shoes, this is a really nice stretch for the sole of the foot. And then let's give the ankles a stretch now by taking the tops of the feet down. And now we're going to slowly move into a cat stretch. So let the movements be led from the middle of your body. And then we're going to bring the chin into the chest. We're going to round the upper back, press into the hands and the tops of the feet. And feel that nice stretch in our backs. This is cat pose. And let's do a few breaths here. Again, you might want to stretch the toes. You might want to keep the tops of the feet down. And then we're going to move between the two. So as we inhale, the belly softens, the sitting bones reach behind, we gaze forward. As we exhale, chin to chest, and we round the upper back. And then let's do a few more to the rhythm of the breath. Really nice way to wake up the spine. And then we'll meet up in a neutral spine, so nice flat back. So you could balance a tray on your table, your back. And then just take the weight nice and even between the hands, but slide the left foot behind you, tuck the left toes, and then gently rock back and forth. Inhale, the crown comes forward. Exhale, the heel comes back. And this is a nice way again to just wake up the backs of the legs. So keep a nice micro bend in that knee so we don't hyperextend the knees. And then we'll swap sides to see if we can keep that table nice and steady. Tuck the toes and rock back and forth. And then from here, Going to come into a nice plank pose. So we're going to take the left foot behind, the right foot behind. This is a nice strong one, but not for too long. We're going to slow the knees down. Hug the elbows into the lower belly. Lower the belly, the chest and the chin onto the ground. Hug the elbows in. Press the feet down into the ground, the tops of the feet. Press the pelvis into the ground. And as you inhale, just lift the chest. So we don't want to go too high. We should still be able to move the hands out of the way and stay there. Don't come up too high that you couldn't hold that position, because we want to stay nice and easy in that back. We don't want to overstretch. Keep the neck long. Press the feet down. Exhale and slowly lower. 2 more of those. Inhale, we lift to cobra. Exhale, we lower. We're going to do 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. Then we're going to come back to tabletop. And we're going to take a moment in our child's pose. This time we're going to tuck the toes under, give the back a stretch, give the soles of the feet a stretch. And then we're going to make our way to standing. So inhale, all fours. So we're going to come to downward dog. Now if you don't want to do downward dog, just make your way to standing on your own steam, but take it slowly. If you want to come through downward dog, we press the hands into the ground, lift the knees. Keep those knees bent. Feet hip width apart, belly onto the thighs, lift the tailbone, and then slowly walk your feet towards your hands. This is our ragdoll pose, and from here, nice and loose and floppy like that ragdoll, we're going to come to standing, tucking the chin in, nice and slowly, bringing the head up last of all. So we're at the front of our mats, come to our mountain pose. I'll just turn around so you can see me. Feet are hip width apart with about a fist width distance between the feet, palms facing forward. So just see if the body can get nice and balanced, the weight of your body equal between both feet. Sternum lifting a little, the shoulders relaxing as though you're wearing a suit of armour, palms facing forward. And as we inhale, we're going to take the arms over the head so the palms meet. As we exhale, we're going to bend the knees, hinge from the hips, and just slowly take the belly over the thighs. Let the arms just soften down. Maybe they'll touch the floor, maybe they'll be somewhere around the knees or the thighs, it doesn't matter. I'll tuck the chin into the chest, roll up again, and then we'll do a couple more. So the inhale lifts, the exhale lowers, and again, big inhale to lift. And this time we are going to hook over the thumbs, and we're going to do a lateral stretch. So we're slowly going to tip over to one side, nice soft knees, maybe make a little shelf with the upper arm for the head. So the thing to watch out for here is you should still be able to breathe deeply. If you can't take a full deep breath, then just ease off a little. Inhale back to centre. Exhale to the other side, and again, just make sure you can take a full deep breath. Inhale back to centre. Exhale, we're going to take the hands behind the back. We're going to interlace the fingers, lift the chin and chest. We're going to come down the same way, hinge from the hips, lead with the chin and chest, and slowly lower down. So the arms come over the head, and you can keep the arms there, or you can let the arms dangle. The arms are behind the back. Inhale, straighten the legs a little. Take the back nice and parallel to the floor for a halfway lift. Exhale, lower. And then let one hand, and take the right hand down to the ground, or maybe to the calf, or a little higher. And then we're going to do a twist. So I'll take my hand to my calf. You might be on the floor. And then we're just going to slowly lift the opposite arm up and gaze up to that hand. Or if that's too much, just between the arm and the leg for a nice little twist. Exhale, lower. And then I'll just demonstrate that with the other hand on the floor, but it might be on the knee for you. Take the other arm up. Nice little twist here, gazing up. Exhale, we're going to lower the arms down. Chin to chest, we're going to roll up nice and slowly. And take the hands together. And as we exhale, we're going to take the arms back, down the sides. Chin parallel to the floor. Turn the palms forward, open the chest. Take 3 deep breaths here. Feel that nice openness in the chest, in the body and the mind. And then when you're ready, time to get on with your day. So again, we did forward bend, we did a backward bend with our cobra, we did a twist with our side to side, we did our lateral stretch. So we've moved our body in all those different planes of direction. We focused on our breathing and what we're doing. So in those 10 minutes, you've had your movement, you've had your meditation. But one thing we haven't done is relaxation, which is an important part of yoga. So at the end, I'm going to do a 5-minute relaxation, and you can add it on to either the 5-minute, the 10-minute or the 12-minute practice if you'd like to, if you've got time, or maybe you just like to do your 5-minute relaxation. And whatever you do, devoting that time to your mind and your body, it doesn't matter what you do. If you can do a little and often every day, you will reap the most benefits than just turning up to a class once a week or once a month. I mean, I would encourage you to go to classes, otherwise I'll be out of a job. But for your well-being, daily practice is the most important. So I'm going to take you through a roughly 12-minute practice, and this is going to have more standing poses. And then if you want to feel stronger, it's a nice one to do. If you want to feel that strength in the body, or if you want to warm up before a run, or even cool down after a run, it can be used for that. So let's get started. So for this one, I'm going to start in that tabletop pose that we just went through before. And we're going to go through a few cat-cows. We're going to come to standing, and then we're going to stretch out. So I'm going to turn this way just so you can see me a little better. So we're going to start in our child's pose. So we're going to sit with our knees as wide as the mat, big toes together, arms out in front. Or if you want to keep those hips a little higher and come onto the forearms, that's fine as well. And we're going to stay here just for a few breaths, just to get our breath centered. So breathing in, breathing out, noticing how the body feels, how the mind feels. And then when you're ready, we're going to take a big inhale to all fours. We're going to do our toe round actually, so you can see the cat-cow stretches. Wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips, fingers spread out nice and wide, fingertips pressing lightly into the ground, soft bend in the elbows. Inhale, belly softens, lift the sternum, shoulders relax, cow pose. Exhale, chin to chest, pressing into the hands for cat pose. And moving slowly between these for a few breaths. And then back to tabletop pose. We'll slide the left foot behind us, tuck the left toes, rock back and forth. Nice soft bend in that knee. And then we'll swap sides, just a nice, just gentle rock back and forth. And then back to our tabletop pose. And then we're going to slide the left foot between the hands. So it's as though we're starting a race on tented fingers. And we're just going to let the hips soften. Relax the back. And then press into that left foot. We're going to lift the heart. We're going to take the arms up alongside the ears, interlace the fingers, lift the chin and chest. We're going to slowly sway to one side, sway to the other. We're going to take the hands up, and then we're going to come to a twist. Right hand on the outside of the left knee, left hand on the low back, gaze over that left shoulder. Inhale, we're going to bring the gaze forward. We're going to take the right hand down to the ground, so it's level with that left foot. And we're going to lift the left arm up behind us. Nice opener here. Exhale, we're going to lower that left hand to the ground. We're going to gently ease the hips back, torso forward, a runner's stretch. A few breaths here. And then we're going to repeat that little sequence, or we're going to add on. So that left knee over the left ankle, right hand on the floor, left arm lifts. And you can stay here or tuck that left toe, lift the left knee, keep the hips nice and low, nice micro bend in that right elbow. And then ease the knee down, ease the hand down, back toes tuck under, hips back, torso forward, runner's stretch. Nice breath, don't go too far that it feels painful. And then we're going to come back to our tabletop pose. I'm going to repeat that on the other side. So we're just going to make space. So you might need to just give that foot a helping hand. Right knee lined over that right ankle. And then we're just going to slowly soften the hips. Feel that difference. When the pelvis is set apart, just give the moment, the body moment to adjust. And press into that right foot. Lift the heart, lift the arms alongside the ears. And then we're going to interlace the fingers and a little rock side to side. We don't have to go too far to get that nice lateral stretch. And then we're going to take the left hand to the right knee, right hand behind you, gaze over that right shoulder. Slowly bring the gaze forward. Left hand finds the floor, right arm gently lifts. Take a few breaths here. Right hand alongside that right foot. Back toes tuck under, hips back, torso forward, runner's stretch. And then we'll repeat that or add on. So the right knee stacks over the ankle. Just leaning into that left palm. Right arm reaches up. And possibly we could lift the back knee, lift that back toe just on the heel behind you. Ease the knee down, ease the hand down, back toes tucked under, hips back, torso forward, runner's stretch. And then we're just going to ease that foot back. Child's pose, just for a few breaths. Inhale to all fours. Slowly lower the belly, the chest and the chin, hug the elbows in, squeeze those legs together, press the pelvis down, inhale cobra, exhale lower, 2 more, 1 more. Inhale, press into those hands, all fours, exhale hips back, and we'll just soften into our child's pose, few breaths here. Inhale, all fours. Exhale, belly, chest and chin come down. And then we'll just take the left hand alongside the face. See if we can reach behind the right foot. If not, we can just rest the hand here and just bend that right knee. Nice stretch for the quads here. Lovely one to do before and after a run. Or a cycle. Or a walk. Or in fact, any physical exercise. We're going to lower that hand down, right hand alongside the face, so we might not quite touch, so we could just bend that knee, or we can reach hold of the toes. You'll feel a nice stretch in the quads. Exhale, hands under the shoulders. Inhale, all fours. Tuck the toes, hips back, torso forward. Melt the heart down to the ground for that nice child's pose, extended child's pose with the toes tucked under, stretching the soles of the feet. Inhale to all fours, tuck the toes, downward dog. So we don't worry about a perfect pose, we just find our downward dog. Feet about hip width apart, hands about shoulder width apart, belly on the thighs, nice deep bend in the knees. And then we'll walk the dog, bending one knee and then the other. And then we'll tiptoe the feet towards the hands. Or the hands towards the feet. And then we'll just let the arms dangle, or we'll take the opposite elbow with the opposite hand. Chin into chest, we'll slowly rise up, coming to our mountain pose once more. So I'll just turn around so you can see me. So let's start with a nice big inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, bend the knees, hinge from the hips. Lead with the chin and chest, fold forward. Chin to chest will slowly roll all the way up. Exhale, and we'll soften all the way down. One more like that. Big inhale, lift the arms. As we exhale, take the arms behind the back, interlace those fingers, lift the chin and chest. Exhale, bend the knees. Slowly fold forward, arms over the head or dangling down. Inhale halfway. Exhale, release the hands to the ground. And we'll slowly come up to stand. Reaching the arms up alongside the ears, palms facing in, shoulders relaxed. Just imagine you're sitting in your favourite chair, knees and toes forward, weight into the heels, just lower down. So we want to take the hips back. So the palms facing in, shoulders relaxed. This is our chair pose, our fierce pose as it's sometimes called. Inhale, lift. Exhale, maybe you can sit back into that chair a little deeper, weights more into the heels and the toes. Inhale, press through the whole of the feet to lift. Exhale, lower. We're going to do a twisting chair next time. So as you inhale, the palms meet as you lift. As you exhale, left elbow goes to the outside of the right knee, gazing up to the ceiling, twisting chair. Inhale all the way up. Exhale all the way over to the other side. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands behind the back again. Lift the chin and chest. Exhale, slowly lower. Inhale halfway. Exhale and release. Inhale, slowly come all the way up. And as you exhale, arms float down beside you. And now turn to the wide side of your mat. Take your feet nice and wide. So if you put your arms out, your ankles are underneath your wrists roughly. Take the hands onto the waist. Pivot on your right heel and turn your right toes to the side of the mat. Bend the right knee. Turn those left toes in just a little. Keep a micro bend in that knee. As we inhale, arms up to shoulder level. Gaze to the middle finger of that right hand, of that bent knee. Shoulders over hips. Just check in. Does that back knee feel comfortable or does it feel a bit stuck? If it does, just turn the toes in a little, bend the knee. As you inhale, lift the arms. As you exhale, lower back to your warrior two. Two more. Inhale, arms and legs lift. Exhale and lower. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Turn the right palm to face the ceiling. Inhale, lift the right arm, let that left hand relax on your back leg. Exhale, right hand rests on that left knee. We'll take that, that right arm's on the knee, left arm reaches over. This is extended side angle. Let's do that again. Inhale, this is reverse warrior. Exhale, this is extended side angle. Now we're going to add a triangle this time. So as we inhale, we're going to straighten that front knee and lean back. And as we exhale, we're going to take the right hand either on the calf, around the knee, the ankle. So the arms are parallel. We can gaze up to the hand in the air. We could gaze forward or we could gaze down to the ground. Feel that nice open triangle shape. Inhale, soften the front knee. We'll come back to our warrior two. Hands onto the waist. Bring the toes in. Outer edges of the feet are parallel. Big toes are just slightly pointing in. Inhale, lift the chin and chest. Soften the knees. As you exhale, hinge from the hips. Lead with the chin and chest. Bring the spine parallel to the floor. You can stay here or you could let the fingertips find the floor. Relax the head. Bend the knees as much as you need to. You don't have to keep them straight. You could stay here or add a twist, right hand down to the ground, left arm reaches up. Exhale the arm down. And again, swap sides. Inhale, lifts. Exhale, lowers. We'll come back to standing, tucking the chin in, softening the knees, rolling up. And we'll take that warrior sequence on the other side. So we'll pivot on the left heel, turn the left toes and knees towards this side of the mat. This foot can stay parallel or you could turn the back toes in a little. Keep the knee soft. That left knee is bent over the ankle. As you look down, your knee should be between the second and third toe. The arms shoulder height, shoulders stacked above the hips. Gaze to the middle finger of the left hand. Inhale, lift the arms, lift the leg. Exhale, relax. Two more. One more. Flip the front palm. Inhale, gently reverse to your to your reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle, sweeping the arm up and over. Inhale. Exhale. One more. But as we come back, we're going to straighten that front leg. And as we exhale, we're going to take a triangle pose. That lower hand might come down to the ankle. But if this means that your top shoulder starts to roll in, just slide up a little higher. Much better for you to come into this than that hand coming down to the floor. Nice long line between the arms. Soften that front knee. We're going to come back to our warrior two. Relax the shoulders. We're going to step both feet together at the front of the mat, back to our mountain pose. Turn the palms forward. Relax the shoulders. Maybe tuck the navel a little closer to the spine. Lift the sternum. Weight nice and equal between the feet. Chin parallel to the floor. Feel steady, grounded, strong like a mountain. Breathing in. Breathing out. When you're ready, get on with the rest of your day. Now, we're going to do the relaxation. So you can add this on any time that you like to. You can do it on its own. It would fit beautifully after any of those 3 sequences. So let's start. All we need to do is find a place to lie down. Now you can do this in bed with a pillow, or if you're doing this during the day, we do want to make this as comfortable as possible. And I always find that the most enjoyable relaxations are with a folded blanket that we put under the shoulders and a cushion or something to put under the knees. You can use a towel or another blanket. So when you're lying down, you want to ease your way down and bring the blanket just so it touches the shoulders. And with whatever we're putting under the knees, we just want to take the legs out so that the heels touch the ground, but we've just got something to support under the knees, and it's going to be quite nice just to roll it up. I mean, if you're in a yoga studio, you might do this with a bolster, which just creates a little bit more space. But if we lift the knees up, it stops. It's not going to play ball, but as long as we've got the knees supported, because sometimes they can over or hyperextend. Not everybody likes their legs straight because it can be a little strain for the lower back. So in this case, we can come to what they call constructive rest pose, with the feet as wide as the mat and the knees rolling in towards the centre. And then the palms can either rest facing up, or you can rest the hands on the belly. I think I'll stay in this one, it feels quite nice, lovely on the low back. And then we'll begin. So to relax, just want to make sure that all the places where your body touches the ground are comfortable. And then just feel that support from beneath. You can relax into that support. Imagine the muscles melting away from your bones, becoming like liquid, sinking into the floor. And then become aware of the sounds you can hear outside your room. Sounds you can hear inside the room. And then become aware of the sound of your breath. Sound of the inhale. Sound of the exhale. Feel the body lifted and lowered like a gentle shoreline. Breath rolling in, rolling out. That state of ease, of effortless ease. And then just come to the body. Relax the toes, the heels. Let go of any tension in the ankles and the calves, and the shins and the knees. Relax the thighs, the hips, the pelvis. Relax all the muscles around the base of the spine, the middle of the spine, and the upper spine. Soften the shoulders. Feel the wave of relaxation roll down the arms into the elbows, lower arms, wrists, hands, fingers. Become aware of any sensations in the palms of the hand. Then move your awareness to the back of the head resting on the ground. Become aware of any sensations around the scalp. Smooth out the forehead. Relax the muscles around the eyes, the ears, the jaw, the cheeks, the mouth. Soften the center of the tongue. Relax the throat. Feel a wave of relaxation spread across the collarbones and into the chest. Relax the abdomen. Feel the whole of your body soften, release. Come back to that sensation of waves, breaths rolling in, breaths rolling out. Each inhale bringing a new sense of calm into every cell. Each exhale an opportunity to let go of any thoughts, feelings, sensations that are no longer helpful to you. Stay in here for a few moments longer. And then now just starting to wiggle the fingers and the toes. Breathing a little deeper, maybe stretching out. Or if your knees are already bent, then we'll just, wherever you are, we'll just roll over to one side. Just stay there for a moment. Maybe the eyes are closed or open. And then, so you're moving in slow motion. Just going to come back to our comfortable seated position. Resting the hands on the knees or the thighs. Shoulders stacked over the hips, jaw soft. Arms resting however they feel comfortable. Coming back to the rhythm and pace of your breath. When you're ready, take a big inhale, sweep the arms over the head, palms meet. As you exhale, bring the palms to rest in the heart center. Take a big inhale through the nose, long exhale through the mouth. 2 more like that. And when you're ready, if your eyes are closed, open your eyes. Thank you for practicing with me. I do hope that you enjoyed those practices. Again, once you've got the building blocks and once you get used to daily practice, then you just roll out your mat and you just let your body lead the way. So have a lovely day, whatever you're doing. See you again next time. Bye.